Alright, my name, Stury Dog. This is my YouTube channel. So, what my topic is going to be today is, something a lot of us have dealt with. I was gonna say all, but I know everybody has dealt with it. So, um, that topic is bullying. I'm gonna try and make this short and sweet, under 5 minutes, hopefully. I'm gonna tell you what happened today, and I'm gonna tell you how I handle it, and I'm gonna tell you how I always, or almost always handle it. So, pretty much it. So today we were in Comtech, and this guy, like, I'm not trying to sound racist, but he's like really tall and he's black. Like, I'll admit he has pretty nice hair though, like no homo, but like he has nice hair. And so, I was looking at him because like he was talking really loud and shit, and I just looked over at him, and he seen me, so he's like, "Do you have a problem here? Do we have a problem here?" And I'm like, "What if we do?" Which, okay, I'll look back at it and say, probably not the best idea to do, considering he's in grade 11 or 12, and I'm in 10, and he's like a lot taller than me and a lot bigger than me, like muscle-wise and shit. But I'll get into it later. And so I'm like, what if we do? And then I can't remember his exact words, but it was like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you or something like that. Or like, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. I'm gonna punch you in the face or something like that. And then I'm like, I looked at him and I'm like, I guess we have a problem then. And then he starts calling me names and shit. And he's like, why don't you do something about it? I'm like, you're the one who said that you wanted to beat the shit out of me. So I'm pretty sure you'd be the one doing something. He stands up and he's like, you fucking bitch, you fucking piece of shit, come here and do something. And I'm still like, I'm like half laughing when this is happening. Like, kind of, anyways. And then he's like, yeah, he's like that. And I'm just like, yo, buddy, you're the one who said that you're gonna do all this shit to me, so go ahead and start doing it. And he's like, you fucking pussy, you're all the fucking same. All you guys do is talk shit and don't do nothing. And I'm like, I never talk shit. You're the one that said that. You're the one that said that you're gonna do it. And he's like, fucking bitch, pussy, fucking, and all that shit. And then he's like, and then my teacher, I'm not gonna say his name, comes over and he's like, excuse me, we have to step out in the hall. And I'm not gonna say the guy's name, obviously. And then so then he asked him about his story because he came back and told me what he did. He's like, I asked him about his story and now I want to hear yours. And so I told him what happened. Same thing, and there was two people, one to the right of me, one to the left, and then he was the very one next over to my left. So the person to the left of me is like, I'm not sure exactly what happened when he was getting serious, cause like he's kind of his friend and shit. But I'll be honest, like I told him what happened. He's like, yeah, he said the same thing. I'm like, all right, I'm not lying. Your point. And he's like, oh, well, we're gonna go get the VP, vice principal. We're gonna send her up to the VP and see what she has to say about it, and she might call you up, and you have to say the same story. So I'm like, all right, well that's what happened. So of course I'm gonna say the same story. He's like, all right then, right? And so like a bit later goes on. I'm talking to my friend about it, not that much about it, and then we start doing my work, and then I'm actually doing pretty good. Not in the class, but I mean like at that work, and then so VP steps in. Right, and I knew right then, I'm talking to my friend, I'm like, watch, if he says something, and if he's gonna get suspended, there's a good chance that he's gonna bring me down with him, and I'm gonna get suspended, and he's like, no, you probably won't, I'm like, I will, trust me, I know these schools and how they work and stuff, just because I, antagonized him, right, and then so, she comes in, she's like, oh, hey guys, like, talking to the three of us, and then she looks at me, she's like, are you Dylan? And then I'm like, yep. And she's like, oh, can I see you out in the hall? And I'm like, alright. Go out in the hall with her. She asks what happened. I tell her. And she's like, yeah, he said the same thing. And you're like, are you, and she's like, are you threatened? I'm like, no, he didn't do nothing. And I smiled at her. And she's like, do you think he deserves to be sent home? Or do you think I should send him home? And I'm like, no, I don't really see the reason. So it's not going to be a fight. And that's what happened today. And it kind of ties in with bullying, because I'm going to tell you what else story is that I see this all the time, right? You know the people I'm talking about once you hear it. It's like, these guys that think they're the toughest assholes in the world, that think they're the toughest guys. Like, they walk around, baggy pants, baggy shit, down into their knees, always listening to music in their headphones, right? Like, the top guys, apparently. Which, they're always assholes, too. But douchebags, assholes, you know how it is. And then, so, what they do is that I've seen this more than one time with guys. And some people don't even think they're the tough guys. They just walk around with that kind of, I think they call it swagger, but I don't know what to call it, really. And then they just walk around with it like that. And then, like, oh, get out of my way. Like, oh, I'm better than you kind of attitude. Like, they may not think that they're the toughest just because they don't want to get into fights and shit. But I see this all the time. Those guys, right? Some bigger guy. This guy in grade 11 might say to him, like, the same thing. Like, oh, what are you looking at? Right? Or something like that. And he'll be like, oh, nothing, sir. Nothing. He'll act all polite and shit. I'm just like, well, why the hell would you do that? You're supposed to be all tough and shit, and then you go pussy up. Like, no offense, girls and shit, but like, I mean, why? And then I see this happen. Like, I actually seen it happen. This guy, this grade 11, was pushing one of these kids, and I'm like, I was gonna step in if actually stuff happened, cause I don't let bullying happen just because I'm me. And then, like, I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest douchebag in the world and you deserve to get the shit kicked out of you. You still don't deserve to get bullied. If it's a fair fight, I'll let the shit get kicked out of you. Because then you might realize for next time. But if it's not a fair fight and I seen it wasn't going to be a fair fight, then. And then so he's like, oh, are you going to keep talking shit? This grade 11's pushing him. He's like, oh, you're going to keep talking shit. You're going to keep talking shit as he's pushing him, right? And then the guy's like, no, sir. Like, not no, sir. It was like, no, man, no, I'm not going to do that shit. No, man, I'm not going to disrespect you. And he's like acting all polite in his kind of weird gayish, not gayish, but like weird, I don't know, I don't even know what to call it, but like his weird way that thinks he's tough attitude. He's acting all polite for him. It's like, no, man, no, I'm sorry about all this shit. Yo, we should just clear it up. And he's trying to like shake hands, and this guy's still pushing him. And so he just tries to walk away, and it's like, dude, come on, you're Mr. Tough Guy. Why don't you do something about this, huh? You can't take a grade 11. Like, you're supposed to be the top ass and top tough ass. Or at least that's what you act like and talk like. Why don't you show it? Anyways, what I'm saying about bullying is, what I would do is, I never recommend violence, but sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. And I'll be honest, me, I stand up for myself, at least now more than ever, way too much. And I'll admit right here, I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me because I stand up for myself. But in my opinion, it's worth it. I'd rather stand up for myself and get the living hell beat out of me and pussy out and not talk or not be myself just because. That's just who I am. If that's not who you are, don't do it, please. Just don't. Also, is that if they're actually gonna fight, they're gonna make the first move unless you know certain situations. Then I'll start fighting. Cause what happens is people always say, "Oh, he made the first move." That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. If you antagonize them and then they make the first move, you're just as at fault as them. But if you stick up for yourself like I do, again, also you can say sticking up. It's also a bit cocky. Maybe not cocky is the right word, but like rude. Like I don't mind being rude to people that are bullies. Like I'll do it every day of the week. I remember last year, this kid, he was like almost crying just because like I'll admit he was bigger than me and shit, but like he wasn't standing up for himself, and it was like half the class, but all led by this one guy. And he's making fun of him. And so I looked at him and I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? And he's like, oh, nothing right now. And I'm like, alright, I'm gonna come back in a week and tell me if it keeps happening. Right? I see the guy in the halls. Like, not the same guy, the bully, the leader of the bullies. And I'm like, yo, why don't you stop picking on people? Why don't you stop picking on younger people? And he's like, yo, shut up, stop being a douche or something like that. I don't know. Or fag, go kill yourself or something to that effect. And then that's it. But in a week, I don't know if he's telling the truth. I kind of think he wasn't just because he wanted me to stop bugging him. but he said he stopped. So did I do something? I hope so. If you always have, I don't care who you are. Like, this is me again. I don't know what to do for you. If I knew you better, I would be able to tell you my thoughts on it and what you should do. But even if there's people, 5 people picking on 2 kids, and they're physically picking on them or even verbally, and you have the power to step in there, or you always have the power, but you have the choice and you are willing to do it, step in there. And if you get sent down to the principal's office, you might be scared, you might be nervous at the first time, first couple times, whatever. You know what you say is, well, the teachers went there in time, and I'm sorry, but I didn't know the school wanted to promote bullying. And then all they can say, pretty much, well, see how it folds out. Like, also, you have to be smart about it, too. Anyways, that's it. Bring me your thoughts and comments. Sorry it's not really that short, but I could go on about this topic for an hour, 2 hours, just because I feel so strongly about it. And a lot of people, I wish they were like me, but I know they won't. And I'm not saying that I'm the best guy, I'm the guy or whatever, the guy that always stands up for them, because I'll be honest, I don't always stand up for people like that. But when I see an opportunity, and I think I should, and, oh, this is what happened. I'll tell you about the story another day. Sorry, maybe next week, right? Like, comment your worst or best bully story, how you stood up for people. Share the shit on Facebook, um, and Twitter and all that stuff. Thanks. I'm Joy D Dog or Dylan. Whatever works for you. Thank you. Deuces.